Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. Today we're going to be flowing through a juicy hip opening practice, moving at a slightly lower pace, much less on the upper body, no sun salutations, I believe, and just really going deep into, the legs, the hips. It's not necessarily going to be easy. It might be harder for some of you. But yeah, we're going to hop right in. Let's get started. You don't need any equipment. If you have blocks, they can be handy, but not necessary. All right, we're gonna start in a child's pose with the knees wide apart, big toes together. And let's just press the hips back to the heels, relax the forehead down on the mat. Start by taking a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And another inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands off the mat to the right. Left hand can come on top of the right hand to get a deeper side body stretch. And then breathing in, walk the hands through center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left. And let's come back through center. And let's make our way into a cobra. So rippling the spine forward, bending the elbows, pulling the chest up. Exhale, lower the chest down. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lower. One more, lift. And lower. And let's make our way back to child's pose, pressing into the hands. And then tabletop with a rounded back. Let's do a few barrel rolls. So circling the spine in one direction, head can follow the movement, or you can just keep looking down towards the mat. And so breathing out as you round the spine, inhaling as you drop the belly. And then let's switch the directions of the circles. And let's come back to a neutral spine. Let's flex the right toes, kick the right heel up, and then just circle your right knee in one direction and in the other. And let's open up the right knee to the right and then extend the right leg and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your right foot so it's in one line with your left knee. Walk the fingertips forward and lower the forehead down to the mat. Squeezing navel in, pull the hips back and up. And then as you breathe in, lift the chest, walk your hands underneath your shoulders, untuck the toes, and let's sit behind the left heel. Left hand goes behind your left hip. Inhale, lift the hips, right arm reaches over right ear. And then as you breathe out, let's sit down. Cross your right shin in front of the left. Roll over, tabletop. Flex the left toes. Let's circle the left knee in one direction. Trying to keep the whole rest of your body still so we're not leaning into one shoulder and then the other. And then let's go ahead and kick the left leg out to the left and hold. Try not to lean into your right side too much. For 3, 2, a little higher, and 1. Release the left foot down. Walk your hands forward, and let's lower the forehead to the mat. Keep squeezing navel in, actively pull the hips back and up. And then slowly walk the hands underneath the shoulders, lift the chest, untuck your right toes, roll onto your seat. Right hand goes behind your right hip. Inhale, lift the hips, left arm reaches over the left ear. Stretching out the front of the left hip here. And then breathing out, let's come back to a seat. Left shin crosses over the right. Roll over. Let's make our way into downward facing dog. So lifting those hips up and back. You can walk out your dog a few times, bending and straightening the legs, shaking out the head, and then finding stillness. We're going to walk the feet forward, but taking giant circles. So the right leg crosses behind the left. Take a giant circle up to the side, and then right foot steps in front of the left foot. Left leg crosses behind the right, circle it up and around. Left foot steps just in front of the right. Continue here, so giant movements, but tiny steps. Trying to keep your hands glued to the mat. Let's take 2 more, or as much as you can. Ending with that left leg. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, let's roll up to high mountain. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's pull the right knee into the chest. And then as you breathe out, we're going to flex the right toes, kick back, fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, pull the right knee into the chest, hands to heart space. Exhale, kick back. Inhale, right knee into chest. Exhale, kick back. And we hold here. Fingertips on the mat. Pull the crown of your head forward and actively kick as if you're trying to push a wall behind you. For 3, squeezing navel in. 2, reaching the crown of the head forward. And 1, step your right foot back, power lunge, reach your arms alongside the ears. For 5. Keep reaching, last 2. Now from here, we keep the chest low, ground your right heel, straighten left leg, reach the arms back. Pyramid pose, airplane wings for 5. Again, keep reaching crown of the head forward, keep squaring the hips, and you should really lift those arms so that you can feel the triceps for 2. And 1, bend the left knee, warrior 2, into reverse warrior. As you breathe out, Skandasana, side lunge to the right. And then we're going to sit down and then lift the hips. For 5, lower and lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit down, turn your right knee in, so we're untucking the right toes. You're on the top of your right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach the arms back. Chest reaches forward for 3, 2, and 1. Lift the chest. Let's come back to Skandasana. So open up that right knee. With or without the help of the hands, lift the hips. Turn to face the back of your mat. Left hand is underneath your left shoulder. Right arm reaches up. Lunge. And then if you want to go into Wild Thing from here, right foot can step behind your left leg. As you breathe out, let's bring the right hand down, right knee to left elbow. Extend that right leg out and then square the hips. So pull your left hip down, look forward, either stay there or let's take 1 push-up. And then come into high plank. Your vinyasa, let's bring the knees and elbows down. Pull forward, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Now let's walk up, starting with the left leg. So big giant circles with that left leg. And then the right, taking tiny, tiny little steps. Good. The slower you move here, the better. Trying to move with as much control as possible. Relax your neck. Try not to lean to the sides as you circle. Right leg ends the movement. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll up, high mountain. Hands to the heart space as you breathe out. Bring your left knee into the chest. And again, let's lean forward, kick left leg back, flex the toes, fingertips touch. Inhale, bend the knee, pull the left knee into the chest. Exhale, kick back, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, kick back, fingertips to the mat, hold here. And then kick through your left leg. Reach the crown of the head forward, square the hips, so lower that left hip slightly. For 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot back, power lunge. Squeeze the lower ribs in, squeeze the navel in. Let's hold. As you breathe out, pyramid pose, airplane wings for 5. And really strong glutes. Good. The pose can be as engaged as you make it. So it's up to you. You can be here without really paying attention, or you can pay attention to every single muscle in the body. Try to engage. Try to lengthen every part of your body in every possible direction. Let's open up into warrior 2. And then reverse warrior, stretching out that right side. As you breathe out, Skandasana to the left side lunge. And then we're going to sit the hips down. And you can do this with the help of the hands. Lift the hips and lower for 5. Lift and lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit down, turn your left knee in. Deep breath in, lengthen the spine over the right leg. Exhale, fold over right leg, reach the arms back. For 3, 2, flex the right toes, and 1. Lift the chest, come back to Skandasana. Right hand underneath the right shoulder, left arm reaches up, unravel. Here, actively pull that left hip back. Either stay here or come onto the outer blade of your right foot. Left foot steps over the right leg, wild thing. As you breathe out, left hand comes down on the mat, left knee to right elbow. Extend your left leg out. Now, either stay here or 1 push-up. And then high plank, your vinyasa of choice. Back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Peace fingers wrap around the big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, elbows bend out to the sides. One more breath. And breathing in, halfway lift. Walk your hands forward, high plank. Your vinyasa of choice. Maybe adding in an extra push-up there, just to do a little more for the upper body. We meet back in down dog. 1 breath, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Walk the hands all the way back to your feet. And then let's lift the right leg up high, standing splits. Let's circle out that right ankle. And switch directions. Flex the right toes. Exhale, right toes to right wrist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going into pistol squat, so look forward, start to bend your left leg, kick the right leg through, or just slide it through. Right hand can also hold your right foot. For 5, let's hold it here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Move forward with or without the help of your hands. Power lunge, inhale. As you breathe out, aeroplane pose, balance on your right leg. Good. Really squeezing that left glute, squeezing the triceps, lifting the chest. Inhale, stand up tall, left knee into the chest. For dancer's pose, drop your left knee by the right, left hand holds the inside of the left foot, and let's start to kick. Now, if you can, bring that right hand down without letting go of the bind. Go ahead, otherwise you can always let go of your left foot and then come back here. Now we're going to hold the outside of the left foot for half moon sugar cane. So opening up the chest to the left. Slowly release the bind, half moon. And then let's step back, reverse warrior. Exhale, Skandasana to the left side lunge. Breathe in, breathe out, sit down, turn your left knee in, look towards your right leg, fold forward, 1 breath. Inhale, lift the hips, maybe reach the arms above the head to make it harder. Come back to Skandasana. Right hand underneath your right shoulder, pivot onto the outer blades of the feet, so both feet point to the left. And then as you do, drop your hips, left arm reaches back. Inhale, lift the hips, left arm reaches over left ear. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit down completely, half shoelace facing the top of the mat. So you might need to scoot the hips back on the mat. So left leg is crossed over the right knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward for 3. Breathing in, let's lift the hips, hands go just behind you. Now we're going to bring that left ankle over the right knee, bend the right knee, and then try to push your chest towards your feet for 5. As you inhale, let's press into the right heel, lift the hips. Reverse tabletop figure 4. Fingers are still pointing away from us. And then breathing out, let's release. Release the bind of the legs, cross the shins, roll over. Maybe 1 vinyasa, maybe you step back, down dog immediately. And deep breath in. And out. Walk the hands all the way back to your feet. Next inhale, left leg rises, standing splits. Let's circle out that left ankle in one direction and in the other. As you breathe out, flex the left toes. Left toes try to tap left wrist. Send it back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pistol squat, look forward. Start to bend that right knee. Slide the left leg through with or without holding. Now let's hold here for 5. Try to lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push off your right foot. With or without the help of the hands, come into power lunge. As you breathe out, aeroplane pose. Now focus on the back bend, on squeezing all the muscles in your spine, but also not flaring out the lower ribs. So keep squeezing navel in, squeeze the right glute. And then inhale, come all the way up, right knee into the chest. Dancer's pose, release the right knee, right hand, turn the right palm out to the right. Start to kick into your right hand. Square the hips. Maybe without releasing the bind, the left hand comes down. And then let's just flip the grip. So the right hand will hold the outside of the right foot. Open up the hips and shoulders to the right, sugar cane. Let's release, open half moon. And then very delicately step back, reverse warrior. As you breathe out, Skandasana to the right. Sit the hips down, turn the right knee in. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over left leg. Lift the chest, maybe reach the arms up to make it harder. Come back to Skandasana. Left hand comes underneath your left shoulder. Pivot onto the outer blades of the feet. So we're now facing the back of the mat again. Inhale, lift the hips, right arm reaches over right ear. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, sit down completely. Slide that right foot so the right knee can cross over your left. Maybe shuffle around so that you're sitting on your mat, facing the top of your mat. Right knee is crossed over the left. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. As you breathe in, lift the chest slightly. Hands go behind you, fingers point away from you. Lean back so that you create a bit of space. Right ankle crosses over the left knee, and then left heel comes nice and close to your glutes. Now from here, squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull your chest open. So you should feel that really deep stretch in the right glute. Now, keeping the bind of the legs, press into your left heel, lift the hips, hold. And then slowly release. Cross over the shins, come into tabletop. Pivot to face the long side of your mat. We're going to take a half frog. So let's go onto the left side of the mat. Right leg extends out. And then we're just going to separate the knee and the foot as far as possible. Okay. Left leg, left knee is bent 90 degrees. Left foot is in one line with your left knee, and the toes are flexed, pointing outwards, so away from you. Right leg, you can either have the foot flat or toes pointed, whatever feels okay. And then it's the same idea as frog. We come onto the elbows, squeeze navel in, gently press the hips back. And we're gonna hold there. And then you can let me know what you prefer, normal frog or half frog. I find half frog way more intense for some reason. Let's go for 5. You can also kind of pulse the hips back very, very, very gently. And then let's come back onto the hands. Very gently push into the hands, heel toe that right foot in until you can safely come into a tabletop. And then we're going to shuffle over to the right side of the mat. Just sit on the heels for a moment and let it pass. And let's do the other side. So right knee stays bent, left leg extends out to the left, separate the right knee from the left leg as much as you can. Bring the right heel in one line with your right knee, flex the toes, come onto your elbows, and gently press your hips back. And then try to find a place of calm. Try to relax, maybe close your eyes, focus on your breath. And remember, deep, long breaths will make your body relax more. Make sure that wherever you are, you can still breathe. And very slowly shuffle your weight onto your hands. Heel toe your left foot in. Move very slowly and mindfully. Cannot stress that enough. And then we're going to cross over onto our seat. So still facing the long side of the mat. Feet can be out, knees are bent. And we'll just very gently move the knees side to side. Getting that nice release in the hips, in the fronts of the thighs. And then from here, let's extend the legs out as far as you can. And we're going to point the toes. Nice and long spine. Let's start to internally and externally rotate from the hips. So try to bring your big toe down and then pinky toe for 10. 9. It doesn't have to be giant movements. 8. 7. 6. Should feel that activation in the glutes as well to externally rotate specifically for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms out to the sides or arms reach forward for active folds for 5. Make sure you can come back up. So maybe the arms reach out. It's quite difficult with the arms up. 4. 3 really strong legs. 2. 1 we will hold for 5. 4, reach wherever you are. 3, 2, 1, come up. Hands come down, deep breath and lengthen. And then exhale, we fold. You can keep the toes pointed or flexed. We hold here. Notice how much more open the hips feel, hopefully, compared to when you're usually here. I hope, at least. And think of tilting your pelvis back and up. That feeling will only come with time. It's very, very difficult to connect to that area in the beginning, especially if you're not very mobile here. But just have that thought, tilting the pelvis back and up. And then let's slowly walk our way back up. With the help of the hands, bring the knees together. Turn to face the top of your mat. And then one vertebra at a time, let's come all the way down. Knees into the chest. Gently rock side to side or just stay still. And then you can place your feet on the mat, bring both hips to the left. Arms reach out to the sides. Cross your left knee over the right, maybe the feet hook as well, and then bring both knees to the right. If it's too much to have the feet hooked, you can unhook them and just keep the knees crossed. And try to relax completely when you're in the twist. Let's come back through center, undoing the bind of the legs, planting the feet, lifting the hips and moving them over to the right. Right knee crosses over the left, maybe feet hook. Both knees go to the left. Let's come back through center. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big tight hug. You deserve it. Lift the forehead to the knees. Hold the breath. Squeeze as hard as you can for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Shavasana. Taking a deep breath in once you arrive. Exhaling through the mouth, let it go. Taking these last few moments to check in with yourself, to notice how you're feeling. Noticing if anything feels different to when you're usually lying here on your mat. Just staying fully present in this moment, noticing all the different sensations in your legs and your hips and your feet. Taking in all the information. Please make sure you stay here for just a little while longer if you have the time. As always, thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I also wanted to say a huge thank you because we reached 10,000 subscribers, which is a big milestone for me. So thank you so much for all your support, for all your kindness in the comments. I see every single one of you, and I just appreciate you being on this journey with me so much. So thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next class.